So steering the conversation, spreading a little positivity. As always, our good friend
Speaking of
Ernie
success, here you
Anastos.
guys are. I applaud you both.
I just saw the Pizza Bowl winners. They were starstruck by you, Ernie.
You know, those guys are great, by the way.
They
I'm
are.
going to have some pizza on the way out.
It's so good.
Talk about a success story.
Yeah.
Success is an interesting thing. And, you know, when you think about it, how many books have been written, articles, and people always talk about success, which is a good thing. I mean, I think it's nice to be able to have a goal and to be able to achieve it and say, okay, I made it. And there are a lot of benefits. Self-confidence. I mean, you can provide for yourself, your family, your loved ones. There are a lot of good things as long as we don't lose sight of the real important aspects of life and making sure you do something to help other people. Turning around and saying, okay, I've done this well, but now how can I help others?
Yeah.
I did an event not too long ago with Kathy Lee Gifford.
Oh, wow.
Great personality. She's a sparkling human being, and she loves, you know, spirituality and talking about positive things. And we were talking about as we were handing out awards, and this came up. Don't strive for success. Strive for significance. There's a difference.
Yeah.
You can see that? The difference between, it's like saying, okay, I can be successful, but the significance of life and what you do is what really changes things. Having vision, understanding that you can turn around and say, I can help others, I can make the world a better place. That really is important. And many times we get caught up in the material. You know, how much more can I get? How much more fame can I have? You guys understand that.
Absolutely. But there's also part of that, because that's the pitfall, right? The pitfall is as you climb the ladder, you want more and more that come along with it, right? And I often talk about my friends about salaries, because they think like they have to attain a certain salary, but the more you make, the more you spend, the more there are pitfalls that come along with it.
Yeah, right.
More money, more problems.
Yes.
Yeah, that's, well, you know, the thing, the word is worship. You know, once you start worshiping something, right, and you start saying, okay, this is what I want more glorification, I want more material things, all of that stuff, we all know we're in the real world. It's fleeting. It passes. And when time comes in your life, you sit back and you say, what did I really accomplish here? You know, what is the real success? So that's why we go back to don't strive for success, strive for significance.
That's great.
Find a way to make the world a better place. Find a way to make yourself a better person and help other people along the way. Nothing wrong with success.
Of course not.
You know, we tell kids, you know, that you want to be successful in playing sports and growing up and having a nice career. It's a good thing, just as long as they have the right vision and the reality of what life is really all about.
And it's so important to teach kids early on that success is not about just material things.
Yeah. And they remember these lessons, too, because, you know, if you talk to young kids who later on, you know, grow up and mature, you know, I've gone to a lot of different school projects with the kids, and when they graduate and they learn some of the fundamentals of life in the beginning, lessons they were taught about values, and I really am big on that. So success, I think, is great, but as long as we just stop and we say, okay, what am I doing with this? Where is it going, and how can I help others? How can I make the world a better place?
Well, let me just say this, because you are very humble, and you are successful, and you are significant, and you give back.
Oh, you're kind.
I mean, it's really, your career was like this, and you always remembered where you came from and gave back to the community. It's all important stuff.
You know, and it comes from home. I think, you know, I learned that when I was a kid. I was blessed to have good parents and grandparents around the house. And there it goes again. If you teach children, especially, we both love kids, right? The three of us love kids. And if you do that, then you're really sending them off into a nice path and saying, you know what? There's the significance of your life. You did something good. So congrats to you guys, too. Love it.
Thanks,
and let's enjoy
Ernie.
Super Bowl weekend.
Yes,
Okay?
go get some pizza. All right, conversation continuing.
Now you can go eat, so you can get it on your suit.
Conversation continuing this Sunday. As always, you can catch Positively America with Ernie Anastos right here on PIX11 at 6 a.m. Great to see you, as always.